Remember this?
If your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce, you're not a bad person.
She describes herself as a divorce recovery coach for moms, whatever that is.
One thing I hate about myself is that I will get obsessed with a guy who does not like me. And this guy does not like me. And realistically, like, if I'm being honest with myself, I don't like him that much. Like, he hardly gives me conversation. And when we talk, it's really so surface level. But now he's all I think about. And it's really f***ing annoying because I could never see us together. That would just never work. So I hate it here.
Mentally unstable people will always end up single. Here's what I'll tell you guys. If you're dealing with somebody and they show signs of mental instability, you need to leave that person alone. The girl in this clip shows high levels of mental instability. So I see a lot of guys, when they meet a girl like this, they will ask me, oh, what should I do? You should leave that woman alone. Plain and simple. Women like this need to be left alone because they are not mentally stable and capable of being in a relationship or being a good partner for you.
Here's why super hot girls are less likely to get married. In order for a marriage to last, you need to be incredibly tolerant and incredibly forgiving. But what happens with beautiful women is that they are surrounded by men that will give them false promises on a daily basis. So they believe that male behavior should be almost flawless. So when a relationship requires compromise and forgiveness, they don't see why they need to do that when they can simply replace the man they have for a brand new one who won't make the same mistakes, even though he might. The second reason is that most long-lasting committed relationships end up being quite monotonous, boring, and there tends to be a lack of desire and attraction after a period of time. And really beautiful women are not used to this. They are accustomed to men tripping over themselves to spend time with them or to be around them. So when they're with a man who starts to become indifferent to their beauty, they feel like they need to replace the man rather than accept the process. And
I agree with her 100%. A lot of beautiful women in today's society, especially out here in the West, there is a huge pandemic of simps. Simps that would do whatever it takes to get her attention. And when a beautiful woman is in a relationship with you, and all those her orbiters, all those simps are giving her attention when she goes out, she starts now comparing that attention to the attention that you're giving her. Like, wait a minute, this guy's not giving me this attention. Those guys are giving me attention. Maybe, you know what, instead of fixing it with him, I'll just break up with him and go get the attention outside. But here is where the problem lies. A lot of these women do this for a very long time until they get into those older age. And then when that attention dries up, now they start going, oh, you know what? Actually, maybe I should have stayed with that one guy. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have stayed with that one guy that maybe he wasn't giving me all the attention I wanted, but he was a really good guy. And then when they get to that age where now all that attention has gone away, they start regretting it. But I will tell you though, there might not be a lot of them, but there are some beautiful women that are still grounded. Those ones that came from a very strong family, that had a strong father figure in the relationship. Something I've noticed is that women that are very beautiful, that came from broken homes or weak fathers, those women are the ones that are always looking outside for that validation, that are always tempted by that newer, shinier thing, that's always looking for male validation and attention outside of their relationship. So keep that in mind.
Remember this?
If your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce, you're not a bad person.
She describes herself as a divorce recovery coach for moms, whatever that is. And understandably, she made that video because, well, she's trying to drum up business. And what better way to do so than by making moms feel good about leaving their husbands? And that's perfectly fine. But apparently she's not too happy with some of the responses she's getting from the husbands.
Men are losing their mind over a recent video that I made.
So a man taking a few moments to express his opinion on the matter is losing his mind?
Your spouse doesn't have to be abusive in order for your feelings of wanting to leave to be valid.
Actually, I don't have a problem with this. I actually agree with her. No one should be in a marriage that they are not happy in. But
there are dozens of reasons why marriages fall apart.
Okay, let's hear some of those reasons, but let's also keep in mind her business is a divorce recovery coach. So without a divorce happening, she can't make money.
Here are some examples. Financial problems.
Financial problems. Well, pretty much every marriage experiences financial problems at some point. So the first step to do, file for divorce.
Growing apart. Communication.
Both of those issues are common in every marriage at some point. Heck, in every relationship, no matter what kind it is, at some point. So the first solution, file for divorce.
Addiction. Too much arguing.
Again, I agree. Those are valid reasons. However, shouldn't the first solution be trying to find a way to work through them?
Lack of emotional or physical intimacy.
Yes. Lack of physical intimacy. You know, the one where if he's not interested, it's his fault. And if she's not interested, it's also his fault.
One spouse just isn't carrying their weight in the marriage.
The infamous, he's not carrying his weight. He's a good guy, but he's just not doing enough. So, divorce him.
Maybe you married too young or for the wrong reasons.
Again, these could be valid reasons, but I ask you this. Shouldn't those have been obvious before you got married?
Those are all very common reasons for divorce. And it doesn't make you or your spouse a bad person.
Now, I hear you, and I might agree with you except for one thing. You see, if a man used any of those as a reason for walking away from his marriage, he would be immediately vilified and accused of abandoning his family. Now, let's be clear. I'm not trying to be mean to her or throw any ill will or shade at her. I just simply want to point out that she makes her living by coaching women who have been divorced. And we need to keep that in mind when she's encouraging said women to leave, by her own word, good men for what are problems that every marriage has at some point or another. And that is why men, well, to use her term, are losing their minds. Because men know that women, they're abandoning their marriages at the first sign of trouble rather than trying to work it out. So explain to me again why the hell men should get married anymore.
Why is it that divorce is the first option? Why is divorce the first option? But like he said, she wants women to get a divorce. At the first sign of problem, get a divorce because it makes her more money. It makes her more money to have more clients that come to her after a divorce. If everybody is staying in a long-term committed relationship, she's not going to make any money. She's not going to make any money. Unfortunately, though, we live in a society that incentivizes women to get divorced. Incentivize women to break up their home instead of working on those relationships. Guys, let me tell you, one of the consistent things that I've heard from people that have been in relationships 30, 40 years is that every single year is not going to be roses and freaking gold. It's not going to be shiny roses and just flowers every day. No, there's going to be trying times during a long-term relationship. And if your mind is constantly thinking, oh, first sign of trouble, divorce, as a woman, you're not going to stay in, you are never going to be in a happy long-term relationship. There is never a time where you're going to be in a relationship for 40 years with no struggles. When the first sign of trouble comes, you look for divorce, then I'm telling you, honey, you are not ready for a relationship. Guys, that's the video for today. If you haven't already, guys, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. With that, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Do not forget to like the video. I really appreciate it. With that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.